Good afternoon, Flosstube. Welcome to my little corner of YouTube that I like to call my little zone of all my creativity. It is my Flosstube, and today's Flosstube is Flosstube number 23. Welcome or welcome back to all my subscribers. I thank you so much for joining me on my journey as I document my progress on my cross-stitch designs. Channel's name is Multiple Lanes Creative Brain. I sometimes like to refer to it as chaotic brain because sometimes things are a little bit disordered and all over the place. This is take number 3 because I keep messing it up. My name is Tanya and I am coming to you from Eastern PEI, Canada, where we have a beautiful fall day, slightly overcast, lots of clouds, but all in all not too bad. Probably about 7 degrees Celsius. It's all the leaves are beautiful colors and the trees are slowly losing their leaves because we are getting into that time of year when we are heading into the abyss of a winter. I'm not really looking forward to all that cold and snowy weather that will be sure to see us in the next couple of months. But at this time of year, seeing the leaves falling off the trees and the temperatures starting to consistently dip to the single digits during the day is a forecast to me having to park my summer vehicle for the winter. My green Irene, my 2013 Mustang GT, it's my summer toy, and she comes out in the spring to play for the summer, and then I have to tuck her away for the winter. So my husband and I will soon be preparing to tuck both of our little summer cars away for the winter. He's got a beautiful 1967 Camaro we picked up last year that he's doing some work on. She didn't get a whole lot of time outside and about this summer, but next summer he's going to have her going pretty good because he's going to do some more work to her this winter. But I digress. Let's get back to what this channel is all about. The channel is all about cross-stitch. I had started talking a whole lot, probably for about 10 minutes, and realized when I looked at my phone that it was not recording. I'm like, oh no. So I think it's going to be one of those kind of days. Over the past 2 weeks, and in case I forgot to mention it, today is Sunday, October the 26th. Over the last 2 weeks since my last Flosstube, I have worked on 8 counted projects, 11 counted projects, 3 of which were for Survivor and 1 stamped kit. I did not have as much stitching this last 2 weeks as the 2 weeks before. I figure I'm somewhere around 12,000 stitches for the last 2 weeks, which is comparison to the 17 or 18,000 the 2 weeks before. But I did go away for 4 days to Manitoba to visit my nephew and his family with my mom and my daughter last weekend. So we had 4 days where the stitching was almost non-existent. I had 1 day since the start of this year of 2025 where I had a completely non-stitchy day. I did crochet a little bit that day, but I did not stitch that day. It was our travel day when we went there. And I found it so awkward and so unnatural that I said, I'm not having another non-stitchy day. So the other days, although I didn't have much time to stitch, I did make sure I put 1 or 2 threads into my stamped cross-stitch kit so I could say I did some stitching. All right, so that being said, I also had a new start this last 2 weeks, and I am going to blame that on Laura by the Stitching by the Shore. She enabled me when she talked about Carolyn Manning Designs website having a 60% off sale and for her 60th birthday. And Carolyn Manning's are designs that I have had my eye on for a long time because I love the symmetry and the geometric shaping. It just does happy things to my brain. I love symmetry and I love patterns. And so I thought, oh, this is awesome. And the last time I looked, there was some sort of a blip on the website where you couldn't just typically throw it in your cart. You had to message her or something. So it'd been a little while since I looked the last time. So I said, you know what, I'm going to go back and look again. And lo and behold, everything was good. I created an account. I popped some patterns into the cart and I bought them, and 60% off. It's like buying 10 patterns and getting 6 of them for free. Like, so if you're interested in a Carolyn Manning design at all, you put $50 worth in your cart and that $50 worth is dropped 60%. So it is an incredible deal. So I ended up buying 8 different Carolyn Manning designs, one of which I started. So at the end of this video, we talk about haul or any of that stuff. I will put in images, I will insert images of the patterns that I purchased. All right, so let's get started. I also had a very significant finish this last 2 weeks, and those who have been watching my YouTube channel for the last year will know what it is. I'm extremely proud of myself for this accomplishment. It was not for the faint of heart, and it is one that I've had to devote time to every single day for the last 10 months to get done. Well, I say 10 months, but some of those times I was finished before the next installment came out. And I'm referring to Heaven and Earth Designs 2025 Stitch Along. It was a thing where you could choose between 12 different designs. You picked one, you finished 6 pages, you would get the other 11 designs for free if you finished the 6 pages by the end of the calendar year. And if you finish the entire project, you get all the other 11 projects for free, plus you get to choose one from the website. So for me, I was like, okay, we're going to goal focus this and we're going to get this done. So I have been keeping up with the installments each time they come out. And just before, like the weekend before October 1st come out, they released installment 4, which was the final installment with the full chart. And I finished it on Friday. I was so proud of myself. So the project has been washed, all the grid lines washed out and all of the grime washed out. And I have dried it, but I have not yet ironed it. It's the first time accomplishing such a huge feat and washing out grid lines. I soaked it in really hot water with a little bit of Blue Dawn, and it took me, I probably about an hour I soaked it because I changed the water once. And it came out and everything looked great. Gave it a good rinse, rolled it in a towel, and then after a while I changed the towel and rolled it in again. So it is dry, it's just not ironed. So without further ado, let me share with you Drinks on the Beach by Lars Stewart. I'm just going to scroll it up, peek over the side so I can see what you're seeing. I love this. I love the colors. I love the vibrancy and the fun and whimsicalness of it. There is the bottom section that I had to finish. It is completely finished. Let me just lean back in my chair so I can see if I can show you the whole design. How awesome is that? I purchased a frame at Michael's yesterday when I was there to be able to frame it. So yeah, I'm very happy. It's done. It's done. OMG. Yeah, that's a big accomplishment to have that finished. I am not going to show you the back because the back looks like my brain, like this. So I'm just not even going to bother. Besides, we don't look at the back when we're looking at the finished piece anyway. So I don't need to show the back. There is my finished project, Drinks on the Beach. I am very proud of that. 85,170 stitches completed. Early. I can now take the rest of the year to focus on other projects. They have been sharing tiny little sneak peeks of the upcoming 2026 Stitch Along. And so you're seeing the 12 patterns are all put together in a grid, and then they've got all these stickers over top of them, and they're slowly removing a sticker here and there. So you're getting a pretty good snapshot look at what the next projects are gonna be. I have yet to decide if I'm going to do the 2026 sale. I had originally said no, I'm not going to do it because I found that it made me put so much focus into one project that a lot of the other projects that I have suffered. Because I have, between stamped kits and counted kit projects, I have probably 80 whips. A lot of which, I will say, my early day stamped kits are UFO'd. You know, like I'm not even going to bother. Back in the beginning days, like I was purchasing stamped kits from the cheaper websites, or let's not say cheaper, let's say cost-effective websites, where you could get a kit for like 15 bucks. And I found that was back before I discovered who had the best print kits, who had the best quality prints, and knew much about like licensing and stolen art and stuff like that. So there's a lot of those that just will not get completed. I do have many projects that are no license infringement. Artists are being compensated, and or the artist themselves is the one who sold the kit, like Wattabiz. So I don't worry about it. Like if I do it, I do it. If I don't, I don't. And there's probably a lot of counted things that I don't will never finish either. But I am a bit of a full coverage freak, full coverage lover. That is my niche. That is what I like. There are a few projects that I'm doing that are not full coverage, and they kind of help to satisfy that little piece of me from time to time as well. But yeah, so that is Drinks on the Beach, and I am finished it, and I am so very, very proud of myself for that. So let's go on to share with you the next one that I'm going to show you. I'll show this one because simply it was the next one on my list. And do I have the cover photo, or will I insert the cover photo? I have it here. This one is a non-full coverage piece. This is one that I had always had my eye on because for whatever reason it just resonated with me. I love the look of it. It is from Plum Street Samplers. It is Real Comfort. And this image is slightly cut off on the side. But I love this one. I started this one for my birthday in September. And I just kind of pull it out and work on it from time to time. It is a paper chart, so I don't have any stats for this design. I had been working up this corner here and across, and I've recently counted down and worked this little thing part here, and I'm actually in this section here of the house. So if I have a picture of what it looked like previous to this video, which I should have, I'm going to pop it up in here. That is what Real Comfort looked like the last time you seen it. And I just will take this Q-snap or this Nerge frame off so that you can see the design in its entirety, because it's hard to see because I have the frame on it. And here is where we are at now. So I have completed that corner, and I went over to, and there's a couple of ghosting threads here that you can see better in real life, but you can't see them that good. So I just come over and I stitch down, and now I am stitching in the roof of the main section of the house, and I'm working in that big pot on top, and I'm pretty sure that all of this whole section is new. I love the colors. This one is being stitched on 36 count, picture this plus. Lichen, maybe that's what it's called. Anyways, it was a suggested fabric. So that is my Real Comfort by Plum Street Samplers. Now let's put this aside over here so I can get to the other ones. All right, let's show you. I'll show you Maverick, and this is one that I got to do for my husband. And this is from Thread Geeks. It's charted by Thread Geeks. And in the last 2 weeks since you seen it, I only had one stitchy session on it. So I put 502 stitches into it. And so I took it to 25,001 stitches completed for 31.75%. And I just continued to work over here, filling in that upper corner there. So that is the full width of the piece. I'll slide this over here because I'll stick over here where it would have been the last time you seen it. Yeah, that is Maverick by charted by Thread Geeks. Maybe now that the Hade sale is done, I'll pull this one out a little bit more, because that's what I did the last time when I was waiting for an installment to come out. I'm just going to take a quick drink of water. There we go. Now, the next one I will show you is another Heaven and Earth Designs. This one is a quick stitch, and it is by Hannah Lynn. It is called Maxine. And what I've decided to do with this one, I did originally have it on a big wooden scroll frame, but I decided that the current sitting way that I have, it just wasn't really conducive to the scroll rod. Like I sit in the little corner of my sofa with a footstool, and my dogs all gather around me, and so I have my Lowry stand on the right hand side, and it kind of swings out, and And I can stitch on a scroll rod, but it's not as comfortable as stitching on a smaller surface. So I took it out of the scroll rod and put it into a nurge frame. I'm not going to take it out of the nurge frame because this is like stiff 20 count gridded Aida. So I'm just going to leave it in. And since the last time you've seen it, I have put 898 stitches into it. So we're up to 12,968 stitches out of 71,100. And she is at 18.24%. And here she is. Oh, let me put a picture of what she looked like before. I'm really feeling, give me like an extra couple days and I'm so rusty. So there's what she looked like before. And here's what she looks like now. So I've been focusing on pulling anything that's been missing from here and just working it down. So my thoughts are I'm going to kind of work everything down and then over to fill in this entire nurge frame, and then I can move it. So it's looking really great. I love the colors. There's just a little bit further on that side. So that is Maxine Heaven and Earth Designs by Hannah Lynn. Put my little clip on there so I don't lose it. All right, what we got up next? Next up is a couple that I'm going to share with you that are well, one is a new start. That was a new start a couple of Flosstubes ago. This was another one that I had gotten from Thread Geeks, and I had it all kitted up and hadn't started it. I said, I'm going to start this. It is called Catitude, and this is what it will look like when it is finished. And since the last time you've seen it, so I'll put a picture of what it looked like the last time you've seen it. Since the last time you've seen it, I put in 2,118 stitches, bringing me up to 3,314 stitches completed out of 78,732. So she's at 4.21%. And I'm stitching this on 18 count Aida. And that is the upper left. And I'm kind of sort of diagonaling, staircasing it down because there's so much black. It's kind of keeping track of the black for me. But then when I get to a color spot, I'm kind of like working in the whole area for that color. But then I'm still kind of blocking down the black just to kind of keep it a bit neater and tidier. And I went and got the few colors I was missing. You can see the kitty cat claw marks in the sofa. Yeah, so that is Catitude. My cats have a lot of catitude, so that's why I like this one so much. All right, so that is that one. And another one that is not a new start, but a restart since the last time. And it is a very piddly restart. I have to admit, I focused a lot of my energy into Drinks on the Beach because I did 5,500 stitches in it to try to get it finished. I decided to restart this pattern I have. It's a Heaven Earth Designs Transitions. Here's what it will look like when it is finished. And I decided to restart it because I was originally stitching it on 32 count half stitch. And it's just, 32 count is just too small for me. I can't do it. And B, half stitch is just not my jam. I am a full cross stitcher. I like the full cross. Like I said, I like pattern, symmetry, and geometrical shaping, and I like X. So I restarted Transitions, and I've only did like 308 stitches. I just pulled it out the one time. Maybe we'll work on it this next coming week. I'm not sure. So 308 stitches out of 330,625. So it's at like 0.09%. It is like next to nothing. So here's my new itty bitty start on 18 count non-gridded Aida. It's like a China Aida that I ordered. I was able to order 2 full yards uncut for like $65. And it enabled me to have enough material to restart 4 projects, I believe, plus a couple of the Carolyn Manning ones that I'm going to do. So yeah, this is Transitions, and I'm much happier stitching it this way. So this is the upper right hand corner, and I'm just going to do like I did before and just keep working it. I just used a pencil to make little tiny marks to kind of grid it off a little bit just to keep me from making too much mistakes, but yeah, there she be. Transitions. All right, let's see what else is in my bucket here. I have one more project that's not associated with survivor stitching, and it is my new start. It is my Carolyn Manning, and it is the broken, I think it's a Shooting Star collection. And this one is Phoenix. I love these colors. These colors are so beautiful. So I started it yesterday. I got 750 stitches into it out of the 35,721 stitches that are in the whole piece. And it is at 2.10%. And I actually have brought the flosses up with me because I just wanted to show you how beautiful these flosses are. Like, look at these colors. How awesome is that? I love it. So those are the colors for the Carolyn Manning. And this is what it will look like when it is finished. It is stunning. I love it. And I'm doing it on 18 count Aida that I got from one of the China shops. And here is my 750 stitch start. I love it. It is so beautiful. It is really comfortable and easy to stitch on because you're doing 10 or 20 or 50 stitches of one color. So there's enough color blocking that it doesn't become too much. And then you got some color changes in there too, but they're not so many color changes that it drives you crazy. There's no ninja stitches or anything like that. So I really like this. I really like this type of geometric pattern. It just really does something for my mind. So thank you, Laura, for sharing that little bit of good news about the 60% off. It enabled me to be able to go in and get some Carolyn Mannings that I had been looking to want to get into for some time. So I'm just going to pause this video so I can put that stack back in the tote, and I will share with you my survivor stitching updates. Welcome back. That took me a couple of minutes, and I don't know what's going on with my camera because I unpause and it turns around and it restarts my video. So I'm gonna have to splice all these together. There is one other project I forgot to share with you when I was doing my counted stitches that I had gotten completed, and it is the one from the Cotton and Twine subscription box that I received. And this was a September design or August design, and it was Happy Halloween. Super cute. I'm not one to do a ton of Halloween stitching, but I have a couple projects that are Halloween associated, so I said, why not work on them? So the last time you've seen it, it would look like this. And here we are now. So I was able to get the word Halloween in, and I finished this little witch foot leg boot, and I started the hat. So I think that's pretty good progress. And it's all paper charts, so I don't have any stats on this one, but I think it's looking pretty cute. There's not a whole lot to it. It's not a huge chart, so, and it is stitched on, I do believe, 32 count linen. I have switched my subscription box over to Aida simply because I find it a little bit easier on the eyes to stitch on Aida, so it'll come in a 16 count Aida after this. I think it's a really good deal getting the subscription box service because I enjoy getting that box every day or every month where you get a little sweet treat, which I love, and you get the pattern, and yeah, I think it's pretty fantastic. Okay, so let's get into survivor stitching. Now, we'll say this, here is a disclaimer. I am behind in my survivor stitching because of my 4-day weekend away. Week 5 aired last Wednesday. I have not yet watched that one because my husband was away training all week, and we always watch it together. And he didn't get home until Friday, and we were busy Friday evening, and last night we went out to a Halloween party, so we have not yet watched week 5. Previous to that, last time we had visited with each other, we were on week 3. So since then, we had one more week of week 4. I have not finished week 4 stitching yet. I will get to it, but it was such a weird and quirky thing, week 4, which I will explain to you when I get to it. So as week 3, I had to finish week 3. And week 3 for Survivor, I'm just going to look at my notes because I have it here. Week 3, I still had to do 500 stitches in Death by Cross Stitch. I had to finish, that was what the Maverick stitching was for. That's right, because I never realized that 502 stitches I put into Maverick was part of my Survivor stitching. I didn't realize I messed that up. And actually Maxine, 250 of Maxine stitches was also a part of Survivor stitching. Look at me not realizing what I had done. So what I do with Survivor, I should digress a bit here and explain, is I love watching Survivor, and I kind of like going along with what other people were doing, and I decided to do a stitchy game. So what I have done with Survivor is I have assigned a certain number of stitches for whichever tribe gets immunity, whichever person gets an advantage, whatever person finds an idol, etc., etc. Now, on the last Survivor that I watched, the 3 tribes merged into 2, so I had to do some shuffling. I have assigned a project to all 18 contestants in the game. And of course, we've had several eliminated since then. I will not do any spoilers whatsoever, because we will simply just say this is the project and this is how many stitches it had. So if you get eliminated, that project gets 500 stitches. If you find an idol, your project gets 500 stitches. If you got first place in the immunity challenge, that project gets 750 stitches. And when there was 3 tribes, if you got a second place, that project got 500 stitches. If you found an advantage, you got 250 stitches, etc., etc. So it will adapt and change as it goes. So what I've done, there were initially 6 contestants on each of the tribes. I put a tiny decision wheel with all 6 of the contestants' names. And when that tribe won something, I spun the wheel. I got my husband to spin the wheel. And whatever person came up, that was the project that got those allotted stitches. When we get down into the merge and it's individual competition, nothing will change, because it'll still have each person have their own stitches. So when last week they merged from 3 tribes to 2, I had to adjust my wheels and put all the proper names on the wheels, and nothing changes with the project. So still the same thing. If one tribe wins, you spin the wheel. Whichever person comes up, that is the project that gets the stitches assigned for that week's competition. So I still had a few stitches to do for week 3. And like I said, I have not yet completed my stitches for week 4, but the stitch count really dropped significantly with week 4, because when there was 3 tribes, and the way I had it, like you get 750 first one, 500 the second one, you find an idol, it's 500, you find an advantage. It was like, sometimes I was having to stitch 2,500 stitches in a week, and I'm like, wow, this is really high. But it got to a more normal level last week in week 4, because there's only 2 tribes, so there's only one first place for the stitching for the immunity challenge, and there's less chances of finding idols, etc. So in week 4, I only had let me switch it over. In week 4, I only had 1,250 stitches to do. I had the 750 for first place, the tribe, and I had the elimination stitching, and then I had the idol stitching. Did I even write it all down right? Hopefully I did. So anyways, in week 3, like I said, I do the tiny decision wheel to help me to decide which project's gonna be worked on. And get this, week 3 to week 4, we went from 3 tribes to 2 tribes. So the shuffle of all the people, so my tiny decision wheels all changed, and it shuffled in, and there's more people on a wheel, and yet the same 2 projects got picked. Week 3, the big projects that needed a lot of stitching was Wolf Kiss and Haunted Cuckoo Clock. And week 4, the big projects that needed stitching was Wolf Kiss, and on a cuckoo clock. How does that even happen? It was so weird. So I needed to get something like 1,500 stitches into the cuckoo clock, and I had to get like 1,000 stitches into Wolf Kiss. And I'm like, Wolf Kiss is a dimensions kit that is a paper chart and rather challenging and difficult. So we'll start with Wolf Kiss. This is what it will look like when it is finished. Now I subbed out the 14 count black Aida for 18 count black Aida, so my design will be a little bit smaller, but otherwise I'm using all of the kit project patterns and materials. And what's good about this one is it's just a straight up regular dimensions kit, and it is just 2 floss full cross. I haven't come across anything that is different than that. So what it would have looked like the last time you've seen it is here. Now I said I am behind on this one. I completed my week 3 stitching, and it got 654 stitches. So I still need to do another 500 stitches. Yeah, because it kept getting picked. I still have to do 500 stitches for last week. Like I said, I haven't completed last week's stitching yet, so I still got to do week 4 stitching. And for whatever reason, I don't have the eliminated contestant written down here, so I'll have to add that, which is fine because I'm behind anyway. So Wolf Kiss got 654 stitches, and I'm using a little clicky little button thing to keep track of my stitching when I work on this one. And here is where she is now. We do have some hanging threads in here. So I worked a lot in filling in the side of this wolf's face and his ear, and you can see the snout of his mate coming in. It looks great. It is really, really nice. But it is a lot more work, and I can't sit down and really pound out a ton of stitches in this one like I would if I was working on a digital pattern, the PDF in Pattern Keeper. This one is a little harder to keep track of, and I'm just highlighting as I go. So that is Wolf Kiss. So that still needs 500 stitches for week 4. And the next one I'm going to share with you is Haunted Cuckoo Clock. This is Tiny Modernist, and this is one I started last year, and this is what it will look like when it is finished. And what it would have looked like the last time you seen it. And this one got 695 stitches. So it actually has a few more stitches left that I owe it. And then it needs 750 more stitches for week 4. So here is where we are now. And I have spent all my stitches doing this little guy in that little stovepipe. I think it's so cute. So I have worked up in this building here, and I did this guy. The next step, there's a witch right here, so I'm going to work my way over. And that is the whole project, and it is done on the called for fabric. I'm not sure what the brand, or I think it might be a 32 count, but it's a printed fabric, so hopefully it won't be too dirty because I won't be able to wash it. But yeah, that is the Haunted Cuckoo Clock by Tiny Modernist. Using all of the called for everythings for it. I try to zip this quietly. And the other one that I had worked to finish on for finishing week 3 was Death by Cross Stitch, and this is a Long Dog sampler, and this is what it will look like when it is finished. What it would have looked like the last time you've seen it, I will also put up. I'm just gonna try to, I don't have this in a frame right now, it is just out. So, and this is being stitched on an 18 count Fiber on a Whim, a cocoa, whatever. It's a mottled fabric. I picked a neutral color, and it's all different colors that I'm picking. And I started this as a leap year sal in 2024, and I'm totally behind on what you're supposed to have done by this time in 2025, but that's all right. It doesn't have to get finished in 4 years. So here's where it is now, and I am doing 3 different shades of green, 3 different shades of pink, and all these different colors. And yeah, my color selection is not the best. It's not one. I don't suspect anybody is going to want these numbers. I ordered all the colors online, not knowing what they would look like in person, and of course they don't mash that well, but that's fine. I still enjoy the stitching. I'm pretty sure I was working in through here. I think I put some in this lighter green and some up in here. Yeah, it's been a little while since I worked on it, so I'm not 100% sure, but that is the old project that I have. I just stitched it over. Yeah. You just start to see the second color of pink coming into play on this side. The pinks are a little better of a blend, going lighter to darker, but still have another shade of pink to do on that one. So that is Death by Cross Stitch, and that got 515 stitches, and I didn't write down the rest of the stats, so I don't have a percentage to give you for Pattern Keeper for that one. All right, so that's my survivor stitching. So week 5 was last week. Week 4 was the week before. I am 2 weeks behind, but I will catch up. I will get it done. I haven't watched week 5 yet. Week 6 is coming up in 3 days. We're going to be behind, but that's okay because my husband and I watch it together and we don't watch it without each other. So we will probably watch another one either tonight or tomorrow night, depending on what's going on. And I will work away at getting my stitches into Hana Cuckoo Clock and Wolf Kiss, and whomever got eliminated that I didn't write down. But I'll share that with you on my next Survivor Stitching update. Other than the counted one, I only worked on one stamped kit. It is an old one that I have had for a very long time. It is a Joy Sunday kit. It is called Tiger 3. Like I said, I got this one probably a year and a half ago. It is a very, very old kit that I had gotten before I knew anything about copyrights and all this stuff. And I do know now there is a dimensions. But I like it. I have it. I stitched it. It's beautiful. Like I said, you can get this a dimensions kit. And here's a picture of what it looked like the last time you would have seen it. I hadn't worked on it for a little while. Probably since I had my trip to Netherlands in July. But this one is very, very close to being finished. So I have been really focusing on this one since I finished the Haid sale on Friday morning. So I spent a lot of time on Friday putting some more work into this one, and again on Saturday. It is so close to finish. Here's where it is now. This is 14 count. Literally, I have been working on getting his muzzle filled in because this is the only place that needs stitches. So I have been working on filling in his muzzle. There's still a lot of back stitch left to go, but I'll do that after I wash it. But that's all that's left. You can see on the back. It is so close to being finished. So I don't know when it'll be finished because I can't force myself to work on a piece just because it's close to being finished. So I will continue to work on it. I will continue to see if I can get it finished. It looks so good though. It really does. So I will keep working on that. And that's really the only one, the stamped one I worked on. This Wattabiz color by color salve where we get a new color every week. I didn't work on that one so much this last week. I think I might have worked one day on it, so I didn't really bother sharing it. The color that I got was, there wasn't a whole lot of that color. And so I requested the PDF from the owner of Wattabiz so that I can look to see approximately where the stitches are that I'm looking for when I'm looking at the kit. I'm not doing it, and I'm not, like, I couldn't load it into Pattern Keeper, so, but I can put it into Markup RXP. Excuse me. Yeah, so I do plan to do that so that I can at least find the symbol, have a rough estimate of how many of those symbols I have in the design, and approximately where they're at, so that'll help me be better at doing the color by color part. So I will be working with that PDF from now on, which is great. Other than that, that is all of my stitching that I have to share with you this last 2 weeks. For haul, what did I get for haul? Give me 2 seconds to show you the latest cotton and twine box. And once again, I paused it and the whole thing stopped. So we're starting over again. So I have no idea how long this video is, so hopefully it won't be too long. I don't want to have anything too long that'll drive you guys crazy. So here's the cotton and twine box that I received, and I've already eaten the chocolate bar that was in there. It was delicious, but I'll show you the pattern. This one is still a linen one, and this one was a Crochet Go-Go pattern, and they had planned to do 4 spring, summer, fall, winter. So here is fall, and I thought it was so cute. See the paper pattern, but you can now also get the PDFs if you want. If you really like the patterns and you don't want to get the whole subscription box, I think it's like 20 pounds for 8 or 22 pounds for linen or something like that. Works out to, it costs me about $65 Canadian to get the box every month. I just enjoy getting it. But you can change it out that you can just get the kit, just get the floss and the pattern and the cloth for less price, or you can just get the PDF and kit it yourself. So it's great that they have those options and stuff now. So that is that, and it came with the finishing materials to finish it, which is awesome, and a cute little crochet looking pumpkin pattern, which I put in my office. So that is the cotton and twine subscription box. I also went into the Stamp Stitch Club and ordered a couple more kits. I know, like I need more, and they're big. So there's a couple of those coming, and I ordered a PDF of Mandy Manzano, because I love Mandy Manzano too, because it's her in color, it's like kind of linen color, it's great. So I ordered this. This is the PDF I got. It's called I Miss You, and I plan to start that one soon, and I really love that. I'd also ordered from a website called 121 Stitch. It is like a China shop, but it is licensed art. It is stamped licensed art. You'll pay a little bit more for it, but it is stamped kits that's licensed art. So I ordered a couple of kits from there that haven't yet come, which is fine. I will get that eventually. And otherwise, oh, here's Tigger. You come for an appearance? Here's Tigger. Say hi, Tigger. You get kisses? No? This is my boy Tigger. He's my kitty that I rescued when he was sick a couple of years ago from the barn kitties. And he's the one that thinks he's a dog. Where you going, buddy? Go up there then. He's gonna jump and shake the camera. All right, so also worked on a couple of crocheted kits, crocheted designs. I forgot to show you these before I get into haul. This is a design I got from a YouTube channel called Craft and Crochet, and it is a sweater, and this is being done with feels like alpaca lion brand, and I have gotten to the point where I get the halfway point, and there's the v-neck of it. So how this one will work, basically it seems pretty short, which it is kind of a little short. But my plan is I'll finish the other bit. So this is kind of like the shoulder. I'll put like a little cap sleeve on it. And I plan to put a fairly wide, my brain just went blank. Band. I plan to stitch a fairly wide band on the bottom of it, so it'll cinch it in. So this will fall just under the breast, and then you'll have a tight band on the abdomen. And so that is how that one is coming along. I started a new one since the last time we were together. I'm making a sweater. It's by MJ's Off the Hook Designs, which is the same one I made the other little sweater for, the pinky purple one. And this one I am using Karen Cake's Garubi Cloud Cakes in the color... Let's take a look with my glasses because I can't see it. In the colorway Maple Glaze. Love these colors. I think they're so pretty. So I just wanted to do a very simple sweater, something to keep me warm this winter. It's called the Athabasca Falls sweater. And it is a simple raglan style neck down sweater. And here is where we are at. I recently just got the armpits finished, or the armholes, and I'm working on the body. And the body is just done in a double cross stitch round. I think it's pretty and it's so soft. And that is my Athabasca Falls sweater that I am working on to help keep me warm this winter. I think that's awesome. And that is my crochet. And that concludes everything that I have to share with you with my Flosstube 23. I don't have anything else, I don't think. I am behind in my survivor stitching, but I will catch up. As far as plans go, I will try to get caught up and work with my survivor. I said you'll not get any spoiler alerts because I will not mention names of tribes. I will not mention names of contestants. I will simply say this project needed this many stitches because it got immunity, or this project, my cat's bouncing my camera. This project needed this many stitches because they got eliminated, and that's pretty much it. Jump down, buddy. Go on. There you go. Try not to have that going. So yeah, that is my plans is to get caught up on that. I'm a little scatterbrained today. Out to Halloween party last night. It was so fun. It was our 4th one we went to with my friends. My husband and I get all dressed up. It's the one time a year we'll do that. Here's a picture of what we look like at our Christmas party last night. I was the Queen of Hearts. Yeah. And while my husband was a breathalyzer. It's all fun. We're very a comical group of individuals, and my husband's a police officer, so our sense of humor is slightly twisted. So we thought that was really cute, and it was just with our friends anyway. So that is it for me. I will be back to see you in a couple more weeks with a Flosstube 24. We are slowly getting there, and hopefully I'll have a fully finished object to show you, because like I said, I bought the frame for Drinks on the Beach. I just have to get it stretched and ironed and stretched and laced and put in the frame. I'm going to try my hand at doing it myself, and that will be it. And hopefully some of the other stuff that I ordered, the 1-2-1 stitch and the Stamp Stitch Club, maybe something will be here. I'm still waiting on my floss from Owl Forest Embroidery that I bought for the deer, the moon deer. I ordered the floss pack for it, and I'm hoping it'll be here soon. It's been quite some time, but the Canada Post did go on strike, so it could have been delayed anywhere. Yeah, so that is it for me. I hope that wherever you are in the world, that you are healthy and happy and safe. And remember, nobody is going to take away your birthday because you stitched more things. Do what makes you happy. Do what brings you joy. This world is a chaotic and crazy place. We all know that. So if you can find happiness and joy in starting a new project or working on a project, then do it. Why not? It's not hurting anybody. It's floss and fabric, and it brings joy. I know it does for me anyway. So start all the things, like Katie, Jeremiah's mom says, start all the things, because life is short, and I think that she is amazing and wonderful, and I'm going to be like Katie, and I'm going to start all the things. So have a wonderful couple weeks. Enjoy the weather wherever you are, whether you are here getting fall or down there getting spring. I hope that you stay safe and healthy and enjoy all the stitching. See you next time. Bye.